And welcome in, everybody, to the second episode of Conversations with Eli Moon here on the Inside Edge Network. I'm Eli Moon, and today, our first guest of Conversations with Eli Moon, my brother, Narrator.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Yeah, man.
This is awesome.
Absolutely, brother. How you doing?
Awesome, man. I'm feeling good, blessed.
Yeah.
Blessed here on a show with my brother, man.
Yeah,
Who
absolutely.
does many great things. This being a feat that I'm very excited for.
Well, I appreciate it. And you do a lot of great things, too, and I'm excited. When I thought about doing this podcast, bringing it to the Inside Edge Network, I thought, who better than a first guest than my brother? So
Thank you.
We're going to talk about a lot. We're going to talk about some things like your journey. We're going to also talk about like what we can do to educate what, artists in the future, like an artist right now, and kind of give them some training wheels or training steps to get enrolling. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess like first question is like, what's the, let's just completely go life here. What's the most exciting thing you've had happen so far this week? We're on Tuesday.
This week, man,
yeah,
that's hard, man.
I know it's
2 days.
Yeah,
2 days in. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. I think planning for the South by Southwest.
Yeah,
is definitely on the list. I was supposed to go with you a couple years back.
Yeah,
having my firstborn, kind of prioritize that ahead of thing. But yeah, so there's that. The South by Southwest, pretty much, man.
Yeah,
that's pretty much.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
And, we're gonna have all the Cheile down there. Obviously, the entire
whole
collective
squad down there.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring as much of the stew as I can to the B&B.
Yeah,
we're gonna cook up on our downtown and everything too.
Yeah, and I've been having already guys from Texas. I've linked up with Devontae, my big bro Ty Wink down there in Texas. He's been asking.
Can't wait to meet him.
Yeah, he's ready. He's ready to work with you. And so I'm excited. Yeah, for anybody just kind of tuning into the Cheile movement here. We will be in Texas, San Antonio, March 20th, Studio 210, during the Thriller in Texas Festival. Be the first ever. But as narrator also mentioned, we'll be there the week before, and we'll be rocking out South by Southwest. Got a lot of great stuff. Stay tuned with both of us and what we're doing. All right, that was exciting. Now let's get into it here, okay? Because I met you about 6 years ago now, back in like 2020, middle of 2020. Really started working. You did cover art for me. I bought the beat for Outer Space with Jota Don and Kame. But we really didn't start like diving in really until about 2021. Had Moon and Sky.
Yeah.
And then albums like that. But like obviously your music journey started well before me and you met. Kind of just for somebody first tuning in to like getting to know you, kind of give them a quick synopsis or a longer synopsis. We got time of like how you started, what made you want to dive into music. And then I guess just like some of your early like memories of like, yeah, this is for me. This is where I need to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna go like Sonic the Hedgehog checkpoint style.
Yeah.
So I say like checkpoint 1. I come from a musical family. Like on both sides. On my mom's side, it's a lot of guitarists and singers. My grandpap, all my uncles, they play guitar. So I was always in a musical environment. And at a very young age, like Michael Jackson was one of my favorite artists of all time. And like really, I wouldn't be doing music without Michael Jackson. If Michael Jackson didn't exist, I wouldn't be doing music. I'll keep it real with you. But yeah, from then on, like it kind of just evolved into, wanting to make music. Not make music as a career just yet, because a lot of people don't know this about me. The first thing I ever wanted to do in life was to be a priest. And that changed into wanting to do music, rap, produce, all this stuff, like within a short amount of time, before even the age of 10 even came. Like it was like a decision. So like from one point, this is where it really like the egg shell was broken and cracked, and now we're making omelets. It was I mentioned this. I mentioned it on my bro show, that it was me and my cousin and my brother, and we were watching You Got Served. And my cousin Reggie, he was like, "What if we all grew up in here to be rappers?" And I was like, "No, for real, like that." We all got notebooks out, started writing rhymes. Like we would write a bar, next person to write a bar, next person. We'd go boom, and then boom, and then boom, and then boom, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then we're looking into ways we can get beats, looking up instrumentals. Instrumentals weren't even accessible at the time, but like it definitely grew into, all right, I need beats. and I know beats are expensive. At that time, reading the Source magazine, I read in one article that Timbaland was charging like $200K for a beat. Now, that's not what made me want to make beats.
Yeah.
But it encouraged me to be like, okay, 200K, like you're gonna be a doctor before you're gonna get 200K to get this beat.
Yeah.
Like at that time, I'm thinking like, you know what I'm saying, as going into a teenager,
Right.
like I'm thinking like, okay, this is something that costs, and if I want to do this, then this part has to be taken care of. But I already loved making music, loved singing, beatboxing.
Yeah.
Always loved beatboxing. Like
Yeah.
before I even wanted to rap, like I'd hear a song and just like do the whole little thing, sing the melody, hum it. But yeah. So from a certain moment of us like rapping, I kept with it. I never stopped. I just kept creating. And I think one of the first beat making platforms I used was called EJ.
Okay.
Some people who've been doing this for like 20 plus years, they might know what I'm talking about. Because if you were surfing the internet looking for a way to make music, you were gonna come across this program. So there's EJ, and I was like, it was just loops and stuff that you was putting together.
Okay.
Then there was this thing. It's on BBC.org on on like their news outlet had a music page that was also on their on their news page.
Mm.
And I would click on that music page, and it would take you through like all these different artists in the UK and stuff. But they had these beat sequencers online, and they had all these different sounds and stuff. So I was like, I'm telling my cousin and my brother, I'm like, yo, we could rap over this stuff, and it was whack. Like I would not even play it today. Like I'd play it for a cat, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, it evolved from there. Then I burnt my first copy. Not burnt, but cracked my first copy of FL Studio. I was working with a demo for like the first year, though. Like not being able to save any projects, just like anything I made, hit export on it. And then some people dropped some gems on YouTube throughout the years where they were like, if you don't pay for FL Studio, you can always export all the waves. And then like if you want to go back in and mess with something, pull all those waves back up, just like how you would if you had everything recorded on tape decks and tape reels and stuff like that, and running all that through the mixer. Like it's crazy, like the analog to digital world now, you know what I'm saying? But I entered it into the digital world. But so yeah, that's just early on. We haven't even hit age 14 yet. So I'm making beats on FL Studio. And it was while my mom was pregnant with my youngest sister, who just turned 18. And yeah, so that's how I know how long I've been making beats. Right. Is because like I'm like, oh, you're 18 now? I've been making beats 19 years. So it gets to that point. Moved to Garfield freshman year. I was working with a lot of people that like were just in the scene. Mike Collette, shout out to Mikey Schizo.
Yes.
He definitely helped sharpen my pen, like going through it. Like I wasn't as much of a writer. Like maybe 8th grade, some of the songs I was doing, there was kids like in my school that were like, yo, this is my favorite one, and I felt like I was making really good music until I met Mike. Like it, like because he had a flow on him. He would be battling people like at Garfield. Like he could freestyle. He was witty with everything. Things that he was saying. It wasn't nothing regular. It wasn't anything like what I was writing. So I was like, yeah, dude, like you raw for real.
Yeah.
And I got kicked out of Garfield, but this built me an opportunity. It built me an opportunity. I'm not a bad kid. All right. So this gave me an opportunity. I was out of school for like 3 months during my freshman year. And during that time, I had like a separate studio. So like my mom, we rented a double. It was originally, she got it with my brother. He was supposed to rent the top half. And like 2 months into it, something came up where he was like, I'm not staying here. He was moving out. So we have this whole double now. But like my mom and my sister, you know, and her man, they all living on the first half of the double. You know what I'm saying? The bottom half. And the top half, rent still needs paid, but nobody's up there. And at this time, like $950 a month for rent back in, what was this, 2009, 2008?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're like, we weren't trying to swing this, you know what I mean? Like we were looking for something 700. I can see that like now. Like I was a kid at the time, so I wasn't making these decisions. But like the responsibility did fall into my hands at that point, because I was like, I'll take over upstairs. And I was 14 years old.
Right.
And I was out of school, but I was able to work because I was doing this. For men that are our age right now, back 15, 16 years ago, you know what I mean? Like who, they were very serious about their music. Shout out to Kendu Hughley. gave me crazy opportunity to work with somebody very versed in their craft. I feel like as a young teenager working with a lot of like grown men's music, it like helped me take it seriously
How's
in that way.
and I want to ask on that before we kind of just go further.
Mhm.
How's the dynamic like for those like you're saying you're like these artists that are walking in are like double the age sometimes
Yeah.
of you, right? So I
Mhm.
mean there's quite a difference in what 14-year-old narrator could be talking about as opposed to 28, 29-year-old guys getting in here and seeing some different things. I guess like where's the dynamic at, and like how cool, how long did it take for you to like garner that respect? Because there's got to be respect there when
Yeah.
between producer and artist.
Yeah.
So like kind of walk me through that process. Was it like right off the rip they kind of like, yeah, like we're rocking with you, or did you kind of have to garner that respect?
So like, what's kind of crazy? I thank God because like I couldn't have designed it any better myself. Like the way that anything did come about, I wasn't like so much of like trying to get myself out there as a producer. I was putting music on MySpace, running it up, and like I just so happened to come across uh there's a family. A lot of crimes happen within that family. Their last name is States. But fucking one of the homies who raps, last name States. I'm not gonna put this bullshit out there. But one of the homies who raps, he knows like some family friends and stuff. But like my mom's telling him like, yeah, my son does music. You should do music with my son. They were at a cookout one day.
Okay.
And so shout out my mom.
Yeah.
They're there at a cookout, and she was like, "Hey, yeah, like, ran into this dude. He's doing music. His music's really good. Like, you should work with him and everything. Told him about you. Showed him some of your music. He's excited to work with you." I'm like, "All right, cool." About a week later, like after school one day, he comes over, and we lay down this one track called "Money," and it was fire.
Yeah.
It was like this is like probably like this first absolute session with a stranger, and it to me it wasn't a session at the time. But like he paid me. He paid me
Yeah.
for like paid me $50 for my time. Like just straight was like, boom, here you go. And I wasn't even expecting that. Like I was like, okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got that track done. What was so yeah, that was like one of those first things because when we got that track done, he was like, all right, like I like what we did with it here, but we're gonna take this to the real studio. You know what I'm saying? And that was at Be Easy Studio. That was right next to Playmakers Barbershop. That used to be there on East 71st and Harvard, right across the street from Gas USA. It's a studio that we went to where he did record the final version of that song, and it was fire to the point where the producer, Be Easy, who was in there, like he was like, "Yo, how much you charging for beats?" Like he was buying beats off of me at the studio, and I'm 14 years old. Like the dude whose studio it is was buying beats off of me, so I was like,
Yeah.
"Wow, this is cool." And like it's weird because like I look back now and I'm like, damn, why the fuck was y'all hanging out with a 14-year-old? But like I seen what I brought into the fold, and I didn't like look at it like that. Like, oh yeah, boom, boom, boom. I try to keep myself at a mature level to where like nobody would even really realize that I'm 14 unless you just started talking to me and we're like, wait, hold on, fuck, you're a fucking kid. You know what I'm saying? Like it would happen like that sometimes. Right. But so yeah, that was the first experience of like, okay, this dude, he has a song already written. He wrote it in jail or something like that, and he wanted it laid down, properly, and we did that. And what's crazy, the microphone that I had, brother, was it was a desktop podcast microphone. Not even talking about when podcasts got popular, like the first podcast microphones, yeah, before like podcast was a thing.
Yeah,
like the one they just flipped up. It was like you would get it from Kmart. It was this one was from Kmart. It wasn't even $20, like $17 some change. They had to flip up.
That's wild.
And I out of that same Kmart, I grabbed some pantyhose
for the filter
for the shoe fitting section. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? The things that you put on your feet for the shoes.
Yeah.
Put that over. Yeah, for the filter. I used a coat hanger.
Okay.
Bent it in the shape of a circle. Had the one line going. I literally stuck that coat hanger through the drywall of my wall. It was like in there now. Like fuck it, dude. My mom was pissed. But yeah, man, and that's also another thing. Shout out my mom, man, for dealing with all this fucking music for years. I know it drove you crazy. We got into arguments about it and everything like that. But I know, like, she knows, like, that shit was worth it now. You know what I mean? We might not have everything that we have seen in the vision thus far, but we are on the way still. Absolutely. But so that was one session that broke it in for me. I'm gonna fast forward a year later.
Yeah.
Where my cousin brought me somebody that worked with him at Costco. Solomon Kane. Now this was years ago, years and years ago.
Yeah.
He has a band right now. He has a couple bands right now. Sons of Sedition.
Mhm.
But that was like the first professional session that I did myself. Like professional work, produced beats for him and everything like that. Like I would say I was doing that with other cats before that, but this is a time where like my cousin showed me dude's music before he came over, and it like let me know you have to level up. You have some work to do.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna figure this out tomorrow, not next week. Today, he's gonna get here, and you're gonna make sure that his songs come out perfect. What's crazy? I could after this, I'll show you some of the songs.
Yeah.
It's recorded over a Rock Band mic, brother. When you hear this quality, you're gonna be like, dude, what the? Like, that was not a Rock Band mic.
Dude.
Yes.
Dude.
Yes.
I love it.
It was the best, like up to the date of when it happened. It was like 2009. That was like the best recording that I'd ever done for somebody. And then like we did a little independent label throughout high school. That was like a bunch of people that were different schools around. Like I'm not gonna like say any names, nothing like that. But like it definitely kept me around people that were doing what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I was always doing this from middle school, but going into high school, like somebody mentioned that they did music or even had the thoughts to do it. You gotta come to my house.
Yeah.
Come over after school.
Yeah.
We're over at my house right now. You know, boom, boom. That's how me and Sweeney even got close too.
My God.
Is like we've been known each other since 7th grade, but we didn't like really. And what's crazy, we met each other on the bus. Like we took the same fucking bus, 7th grade.
That's wild.
Like his stop was like 3 stops before mine, and he was like one of the first people I was talking to, like on that bus route. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even realize where we would be at today. Fucking like 200 records later. That's but that was another thing that helped me evolve as well. So, you know, working with him, being the guitarist, doing a lot of direct input. We didn't even have an interface at the time, so like we were really like janking it together. Like we would have adapters going from a cable, a 3.5 millimeter going into a 1/4 inch adapter, with the cable going in straight into my laptop through the microphone port. Like that's how we would be recording his guitar. And yeah, these days I'm like, no, we're not even gonna do anything today. Well, we don't have the necessary tools. We're not gonna even test it.
No, I hear that.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I hear that, but like it's interesting because you went from like a complete different switch there, like still doing what you were doing in terms of like producing, like for artists and more hip hop. It seems like earlier on, but then like you said, Sweeney gets into the fold. You got the guitarist, and now it's like you kind of unlocked, like when Thanos gets like all the Infinity Stones. This is really good. This is really good here, but
No, it definitely opened up more of the alternative sides of my production. Because like if you go and listen back to the beats me and Sweeney did like 2009 to like 2012, it's all its own sound. Or we even get in the lab these days and we try to like dive back into that sound. It's hard because we have different mindsets. We've been through different things. Life then lifted us, dropped us, whatever. You know what I mean? So like, that's one thing that you'll notice. Like doing music for like over a decade, you'll hear some stuff back then. You're like, dang, what happened? But it's like and it's sad to say, it's not. This doesn't happen to everybody. But like, there's a certain innocence that you have in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Right. When you go through this, you understand like, okay, there's some cutthroat shit about this stuff that I just gotta. It kind of programs you to have like thicker skin in the game of it. So even on the production, like that happens. You know what I mean? Like where some certain areas you won't want to push the envelope just because you understand that like further on you get, things are thicker skinned. We're not even realizing if you just kept close to your original guns, that like everybody's gonna be cool with that. You know what I mean? Like, and then to put that in an example, it's like trap beats. For an example, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love making all types of beats. You know, trap beats is cool too. Like, I like making hard beats that hit, make you want to move around, give you a stank face. You know, it's like, oh man, this is crazy. Let me go bench 180, 200, you know what I'm saying? Just keep going. Like, it gives you those types of vibes. But like the industry's kind of followed that as like a standard. All those same sounds being recycled and stuff like that. And so from the years beyond like Sweeney and me like not making music, things trailed more into that. And I was only doing my alternative stuff for myself. Everybody else doing the trap beats. But I just kept on my alternative stuff to myself. And when other artists come around. For real.
Yeah.
And not gonna lie, like what kicked that back into me was working with you. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, and I've told you many times, bro. Like, the creativity you push me to reminds me of when I first fucking started. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, there's no, like, not necessarily saying there's no rules, but it's like there's no limits. You know what I'm saying? Instead of you being like, I don't make music like that. I hear that a lot from artists. I don't make music like that. Okay. You gotta tell me that one time, and I'm not gonna bring it up to you ever again. You know what I'm saying? So don't expect the second boom, boom, boom. Hey, you want to try something like this? Like, but you're open to it all, just like I am. So it's like it opens that up for me. So I'm like, all right, boom. We never have the same idea twice.
No.
Like we never have the same idea the next day. We're not like, oh, this kind of sounds like this one, or this kind of sounds like this one. We're always like sonically evolving and experimenting, you know what I'm saying? But then like certain times where we're like, all right, this is a sound that we want to zone in on this sound for this project, or like this is the vibe we're gonna stick with. These next few times we link up and create. And that's an exciting part about it to me, you know what I'm saying? Because like anything else, I'm not just saying this because my bro's here. Like, y'all know, if you're gonna listen to the fucking music, the proof will be in the pudding, you know what I'm saying? Like anything else that kind of stays in the same lane that's not original, it's mundane to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I've definitely navigated like throughout all these years. You know what I'm saying? The past 6, 7, 8. I keep doing that stuff, man. 6, 7, 8 years. I always gotta add the 8. Because I've been doing that before the song came out, man. They trying to trap me. I've been doing everything in my life has happened 6, 7 years ago, right? So anyways.
I want to ask you, obviously, narrator, was it narrator from the beginning, or was it?
Nah.
Okay, that's what I want to go. I want to ask, what did you go by to begin your music journey, if you don't mind sharing? And then where did the narrator name come from? Who did you give it to yourself, or did somebody name? Give the narrator name.
It was given to me. It was given to me in a slight exchange of events. I won't go into full detail about it. But my homie with the States last name, he gave me the name narrator after I was able to tell a story about what happened before we pulled up to the studio, because everybody else was trying to explain it, but I was like, nah, I'll tell you exactly what happened. And because that's why we were late, like just a little bit late for a session, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't even because we got pulled over or nothing. We thought we were getting pulled over and didn't get pulled over. But I told the whole story, and my dude was like, man, you a narrator. And I was like, I guess. And then the name's grown on me, and it's like gathered quadruple meanings throughout my entire life. So I'm just like, that's boom. It's a title, a term of sorts. Before that, I was DJ Alf. My government name is Alfred. So I was DJ Alf. And no connection to the show Alf. Even though I fuck with Alf. We both aliens. You know what I'm saying?
Where now for people when they go look like on digital streaming platforms or on social media, it's with an 8. It's NARR8R. Can you kind of walk through like the 8? Why was the 8 thrown in there?
At first, I'm not even gonna lie, like the first year, I had it like NARR8R.
Okay.
And then I was like, the double R makes more sense. And symmetry, I'm big on symmetry, so I was like, it's gotta be 6 characters.
Yeah.
Just like like my first name, Alfred, and narrator. They're both like synonymous. Like I want to do a graphic where like both of them are like the same thing, mirroring each other. Like, narrator is Alfred upside down in a way. Because one starts with an N, one starts with an A. I'm like the A could be like turned into an N. Little idea just throwing it out there. But
no, I love it. Obviously you've been kind of visited and spent quite a bit of time in multiple states. Kind of walk me through your first out of state trip for going out there for business, music. Where was it, and kind of walk people through it.
For music, a lot of and it's not even that I'm like having to think too hard, is I just know like that year there was like a bunch of different places.
Because one I think about is, we've had discussion, but I always love hearing about the trip out west, going out to Los Angeles. I know that wasn't necessarily one of the first ones per se.
That might have very well no, because before I went to LA, we went on a mini tour where I got this fucking scar at, and I got into a bad accident. Ended up under a semi. all types of stuff. More proof that God is real. But yeah, no, that was a crazy experience. We were supposed to do a bunch of shows after that, and ended it right there. Shout out to Superstar K. Like, yeah, his car got totaled during that whole thing. Yeah, but people aren't replaceable though.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what he told me too, man. Cause I was sorry. I was like, sorry, bro, because that was his car. I was driving.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro. He's like, man, vehicle's replaceable, bro. I'll get another vehicle.
Yeah.
We ain't getting another narrator.
You're dang right. No, there's only one of you, bro, and we're blessed to have you here still.
So there's that. We did that joint. I'm trying to think. What was that? Yeah, that was okay. Before I went to LA, and before that was Indianapolis. So that same show, that show for the where this happened, that was in Indianapolis.
Okay.
But we were in Indianapolis a year prior with Superstar K again, and I did a performance at the Greenhouse Effect. I did a it wasn't like a freestyle, it was a verse that I had, but like a with no beat or anything like that. It was at the end of the night. Everybody was supposed to leave, and I started going, and people started coming back in the door and sitting down, and it was dope.
That is awesome.
Phil J. Fitz was there too, by the way. Yo, that was crazy because like it was just wild, man. When I had the studio over on East 71st and Casimir, over by the Grant Avenue exit over there, it was right over there.
Okay.
Phil J. Fitz came into the studio a few times because me and Chris had just produced his pop project together, and yeah, so he was at the studio a lot. So when it came down to the Indiana trip, he's actually from Indiana. So he was like, "Yo, can I slide out with y'all?" And we were all like, "Yeah, let's go." Yeah. So that was an awesome night. I think he's the one that captured that video. We gotta find that video. He captured that video at the Greenhouse Effect of me doing that.
That is
like literally you see people walking back in and sitting down. So that was probably my first. No, it was 2016.
Okay.
So that was my first like out of state music endeavor.
Okay. Interesting. And then
I would say yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Is there anything I did like? Yeah. I'm gonna leave it at that.
walk me through, and then walk obviously everybody tuning in through like Los Angeles, because there's a lot of artists, especially being here in the Midwest and Ohio, being East Coast artists even that have not experienced a complete. It's a kind of like a culture shock in a way, because it's a completely different time zone, completely different way of living out there. Kind of take me through getting to Los Angeles.
Okay.
And then take me through like your first few days there, getting familiar.
All right. So the very, very first time.
Yeah.
Me and Meezy and Kurt bought a one-way ticket. We was like, we'll figure this shit out when we get there. We just gonna get there.
I love it.
Cause our bro hit us up the day before. He was at a Famous Dex video shoot, and he was like, "You should be here right now." And I was like, "You right." He was like, "Take a plane, come out." And I'm like, called Meezy. I don't know. We literally looked up the one-way tickets for like $40-$50. That's so dangerous. Shouldn't no one-way ticket be $40-$50, man. That's just a complete like. You feel like taking an adventure? Yeah, fuck it, let's go across the country for $100. But that's exactly what we did. First person I seen was Mr. Baxter, Raymond Simone's the SO Raven show.
Yeah,
the dad.
Okay.
I seen him like right at LAX and shit. I wanted to say what's up to him, but he ain't look so approachable. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna leave him be. And I just lost a pair of Ray-Bans because I took them off by a phone, pay phone.
Yeah.
And like to charge up something, and like I turned for like some seconds just talking to me, and yeah. But we get to the Airbnb where all the bros is at. One person that's at the Airbnb already, like there's someone we're like, we fucking know each other, dude. And he's from Kent. But he was at my studio on East 71st. Like he had been there already. And I was like, oh shit, so we're freestyling and everything. He's got like a drone and shit. He's flying around, fucking around with shit. That was cool. They had like, on the smoke side, it was plentiful. There was like a couple pounds there. We were like, hey, yeah, boom, just go ahead, roll up. Orange trees in the backyard, lemon trees, limes, mandarins, all that. We could just pick it, get the snatching.
I love it.
It was cool, man. So that was like night one when we got there. From then on, like started hitting studios all around down Melrose. Yeah, shout out Melrose Studios. Like that was one of like the first like studios I felt like a great presence in, like in LA. There's plenty of great studios that are out there, but that was one of those ones where I was like, wow. And even ended up seeing Afion Crockett in like the lounge room and shit, and I'm like stuck. I'm high as fuck. Now, I don't even know how to have a conversation with a celebrity because I'm just geek. All I'm prepared to do is to make music. You know what I'm saying? Seeing somebody that I just saw on Haunted House, the Haunted House parody. Yeah, like that movie just came out like around that time. So like, what happened to my furniture? What happened to your furniture? Cuz like all that shit. Like just seeing him, I was like, he was like, they just nodded at me. I'm like, what's good? Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead, go to my room. It was in the white room.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just crazy things that happen. You know, you end up like Macy Gray.
That's
ended up seeing her. She had a salon down the street from the studio in Tarzana that I used to go to. It's called VS Studios. It's still there now. Awesome studio. But yeah, like just seeing her. I'm outside on the balcony of the studio smoking and just seeing her walk down the street. That's fucking Macy Gray, bro.
Amazing.
It's like just yeah. So it's definitely so many different things.
How long were you out there for?
That first time I was out there for like a week and a half. It was the very first time, and I spent my birthday out there too. So like we flew out like February 6th or 7th. No, I'm so serious, bro. Because it was a couple days before my birthday.
Yeah.
Hey man, that dude owes me royalties. He just grabbed some of my subconscious is making money off of it. Now every time I say my usual things, dang man, we're not gonna get into it. But yeah, so
yeah.
This trip, I spent my first birthday out there. Not my first birthday, my first birthday out of the winter because from Cleveland.
Yeah.
So we always got fucked up weather every time it's my birthday here. But that was the first time I was able to be out where it's sunny and nice and everything like that. So that was cool. Ended up coming back from that. Then shortly after that, no, it wasn't shortly. It was later on that year. I ended up going back and I was managing an artist. And it was like half managing. The first task was getting off his tracks back because he went out to LA by himself, recorded a bunch of tracks, then come back home with none of them. So yeah, look, hey man, I ain't gonna hold back. You watch this, you know what I'm talking about. But look,
yeah.
But yeah, so there was that part of it, and that's when I was out there for like some months. The first time I was out there for some months, and it was cool. Like we had a budget to work with in the beginning. But so many things kept going wrong left and right that like didn't have anything to do with fuck.
Yeah.
It was just like immature things going on, you know what I mean? And yeah, like even some of the videographers that we had with us, like Airbnbs can get expensive. Especially if you're out there for months and you're in LA. You're not gonna get any place that you can have just to yourself without roommates for under $300. So you put that together when you got a squad of 9 or 10 people out in Los Angeles. You're paying at least a good You're paying $800. You're paying $800.
Paying a substantial amount of money. All right.
Yeah, you're paying $800 a day.
Yeah.
At the minimum, if you have that many people sleeping and you're out there, you're not like outside of LA in a different area or nothing like that. San Diego might be a little bit cheaper, like to stay, but I haven't done any Airbnbs over there. But anyways, like it just became too costly. People that didn't need to be out there were out there for way too long. I actually I had to make sure I covered my ass when it came down to it because they were trying to convince me not to come home for Christmas, and I was like, I got to go home, peace. Yeah. So I left. Then ended up going back, but before going back, we went to Atlanta. That was during the Super Bowl weekend, 2018, 2017. It was 2018 or 2017. Whenever they played at the Mercedes Stadium. But yeah, anyways, that was awesome. That was cool. A lot of networking that was done, linking up in certain places with certain people. And then back out to LA, like later on that same year. And it was like, and that was, nope. The next year, went back out to LA. And that was 2019, so that was 2018 before that. Yeah. A whole bunch of timeline stuff. I don't think about the chronological times of all this stuff happening. This is the first time I've actually like thought about it.
Yeah.
For real, like what happened first. But yeah. And the last time I was out there, that was the time I really like got to connect with folks that like I still have lasting relationships with. Because the first two times was like I was still like feeling things out, and I was kind of just riding off of like what my people out there were putting me on to, rather than just like go out and discover and stuff. Like, let me just go out and explore without such and such in my ear. Like, you should go do this and do this and do this, and we're going to do this, do this. I'm like, look, man, that might work for you, but I gotta keep things going. Very grateful for all the opportunities I got out there. Shout out to my bro K Stone, out there killing it, doing his thing from Del Amo. Shout out Smooth the Wolf. That's the homie. I've never produced any tracks for him, but very good people. Somebody I met out there. Met him at a pizza shop in North Hollywood, and like from there, like we just started chopping it up for hours. We had a studio that we had booked over. What's that? Burbank. We had a studio that was booked out in Burbank, and we just invited dude out. Like, just met him. He was so cool. Like he was like on some like on like Cheile vibe for real.
Yeah.
Like he's a skater too. So like which that kind of goes hand in hand for real. But yeah, invited him to the studio, and he was like, man, it's like the first time like somebody's like invited me to the studio out here, like just on the random, just off of the string. But like, hey, this was what I do, man. And booking studios sometimes was cheaper than booking an Airbnb, so I'd book a studio for 12 hours, up until the morning, rather than booking an Airbnb. Like, I'll go ahead and go to a gym and shower if I need to. You know what I mean? But yeah. Okay. Crazy experiences, man. Crazy experience. Slept at Akon's house. That's another thing. That was one of those things, though. I was like, there's no going back, bro. There's no going back from this. And I was at pure happenstance. Like one night, we were looking for Airbnbs to stay in, and ended up one of the producers like, I got a studio in my house. We just go there. All right, yeah, say less. And we'll crash there. And it's an all white mansion. Go ahead, go into the basement, studio in there. But when you walked in, you smelled like fried food. And I was like, oh, this smells like home. This smells like home. This big ass house, but it smells like home. You know what I'm saying? Some shit that I'm used to. You can smell the grease. Some fucking weird, man. And there's a big silhouette, Akon's face, like in like the living room. I'm thinking like this is just a people's house or something like that. I'm not even putting two and two together. Like, and then the moment that I actually realized was when I had to get on the Wi-Fi. And I was like, yo, I'm trying to, what's the Wi-Fi? I asked my dude Jay. I'm like, what's the Wi-Fi? He showed me. I look and click it. Come on. What? I'm like, this is crazy, bro. Like, now this is all making sense. Like, what his son's talking about. Because I'm there, I'm kicking it with his son the whole time. Dude. Wavy straight face on Instagram. And he's a producer, too. At the time, he had just produced a track for his dad and stuff like that. Like, did a single for him and everything. But that was pretty cool, you know, like, being able to pass that down, you know, to your kids and everything of that nature. But yeah, that was one of those moments, man, where it was like, yeah, there's no going back from this, dude. This is one of my favorite producers and artists of all time. Yeah. And you're at his house. Didn't meet him, but I'm kicking it with his kids. Yeah. Now, the next day, I thought I was overstaying my welcome. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to look up some stuff. He's talking about he about to go take a trip with his girl, like, for his 21st birthday and stuff. Everybody just keep on cooking up. Say less. Like, we was there for 3 days.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I mean,
it was cool.
And we talked about, like, you spent a lot of time West Coast, like Los Angeles. You did spend some time. You come back to Cleveland, you kind of like have been established, and that we're here at Rock and Roll City Studios. You've been here for about 2 years now. Yeah. So, you know, beginning of 2024. But I guess just like walk me through like being back in Cleveland and what the last 5 years, because I mean, I feel like there is a difference. I've seen a difference because I was just a few years in when the pandemic happened, COVID happened, and a lot changed. I mean, we weren't even able to do shows, and like for somebody like, you know, I'm booking shows here in and out of state. You know, I wasn't at that mindset yet of booking shows, but I just can't imagine what that did to people that were promoting shows, and then you know, just artists, music in general, you know, producers, everybody. I guess like, what did the last 5 years teach you? Because I think there's such an important post-pandemic run that we're having like a revival of music, of independent artists kind of taking control of the scene.
I think what I started to realize 2021 was that everything is cyclic for sure. Like, there's a cycle to everything for sure. And I was able to peep it and recognize it. And be like, okay, just be prepared next time around. Because even right before COVID, I was working for a tech startup called Dreamscape Digital.
Okay.
And they even had AI fire starters and everything like that before like all this stuff even came into play. And it wasn't about writing those songs. These were AI managers that were literally combing through everything you haven't done for your song yet. And before release. And then boom, like all these different like basically we're dotting all your I's and crossing all your T's or this song's not coming out. It was that type of like that type of infrastructure that was built on Dreamscape Digital.
Yeah.
And I was the artist curator for it. Like the VP of artist curation. Yeah. So yeah, my main job was to scout artists and everything. And I was supposed to move to El Segundo in March of 2020. Literally the month of the first case of COVID announced in Ohio, which was March 17th. I remember the date. I remember the date because I was homeless that year, and I booked a nice B&B in a development for my mom and my sister and stuff like that. It was for spring break. She had spring break. I was like, we're gonna live it up. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get this big old house and everything like that. My sister, she chipped in too. My older sister, she chipped in, and I remember coming home, like coming to the spot that night, seeing Mike DeWine on the TV talking about COVID thing, and my heart dropped because I was hoping this thing didn't spread because I knew of what I had to go do, and there was already rumors of lockdowns in California and everything like that. I'm the sole provider of my family, so if I leave and I'm quarantined and stuck there, I can't do nothing for them. So I was even trying to push to get them put into my per diem, like together with my pay, because I was gonna have a paid apartment and everything out there. You know what I mean? So while I was working, I had that salary was gonna be paid for a year up. So I was trying to get all those inner working things done, but when that came, a whole different switch clicked in my head. You know, where like you might think you're preparing for something, you know what I mean, but like something else can come right around. Now I'm seeing that a lot of the tech things that I was involved in at that time, I don't have any regrets or anything like that, but follow through game. That's what all these cycles taught me. Is that when something comes left field, still follow the fuck through. That means like if you're throwing a pitch and there's a bird coming direct at this line of sight, like that pitch better still leave your hand and go across that plate. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, Randy Johnson.
Fuck the bird.
Yeah.
Fuck the bird.
Shit about that bird.
No, seriously. So it's like that taught me something even about myself. Like, you know, I've always studied myself. You know, since prior. Nah, I don't want to say always. Maybe by the time like when I was 17. Okay, like if I want to solve certain problems that start with me, I gotta self-reflect through something. Now that took pauses and breaks throughout life, but this is where it really kicked back in. Was when COVID had set in, because like, mind you, like I said, I'm paying for Airbnbs every night for my mom, my sister, and myself, and their pit bull. Like, boom. And what's crazy, out of the graces of God, man, that's how God worked, man. One of the Airbnbs we were staying at over in Ohio City, I already spent like $1,400 in this fucking Airbnb for a week. And I go and look at the picture at the bottom. Look at the picture at the bottom of like who owns the Airbnb.
Yeah.
I don't know that dude. I partied with that dude in Ohio State.
Okay.
Crazy.
Okay.
I went on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yo, dude, I'm staying at your Airbnbs. I'm at boom, boom, boom. Tell him the place. And he was like, oh, for real? I'm like, yeah, man. Didn't say anything about discount. I'll just let him know. You know, I'm staying at your place. He was like, hey, what's the unit? They're like, send it to me. I sent him my booking and everything. And he was like, yo, we're gonna adjust the price and everything. Don't book tomorrow. Yeah, like we're gonna adjust the price for you. Here you go. Like family friends discount and everything. Yeah. So we were staying in this place from then for $60 a night. Brand new like condo and everything that's over there in Ohio City. One of those newer ones. It's I think it's on 41st, I believe.
Okay.
Or 44. Which one of those? I think both of them have like new condominiums put up now. But it was the 41. Because the whole thing is called the 41 right there, and that's Yep, that one way goes that way. Yep. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, at that time, man, I was super strict with like a lot of people about stuff. Cause my mom's health, it wasn't the best. So I was like, at Signal Flow Studio. Yeah. I was like telling other engineers, don't book anybody a half hour within each other. I'm telling people that like they didn't have to listen to me, but I'm like, cause it's serious. I'm like, we had to The moment somebody leaves here, we're disinfecting all the rails, boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
doorknobs, all that. I was serious about that shit because I'm like, dude, my mom get sick. Y'all want to see? Y'all want to see the version
I get
of me?
that, though.
I'm like, this is literally who I'm going hard for right now. It's
Yeah.
pre-kids, anything like that. I'm like, look, dude, this is my rock right here. Like, something
I get
happens,
that.
I'm gonna trip the fuck out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a real crazy time. But like, just moving forward,
Mm.
like just understanding that with the cycle, and that's why for many things, you know, like that we ended up doing, like people were like, why would you even do that, or why would you, you know, get into this, or this person's trying to do this now. It's like, look, any ideas that we have, they're worth going for.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? If something's in the way, like, or it's talking about like coming from the side where it's looking like it's about to stop you, just keep going.
Yes.
I don't have any regrets of not going out to LA at that time because I've made a lot of connections. My life trajectory changed for the better, I believe. You know what I'm saying? By not going. But now I know, like, because it wasn't that serious. It was serious, but not as like serious to where like I didn't have to go. You know what I'm saying? I could have went and then boom, and then just dealt with the repercussions from then on. But I didn't know what was gonna happen everywhere else. And then, like, I'm thinking like, there's the population about to dwindle by 90% because that's how they were talking about it on TV.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, like basically everybody could die from this shit. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
so it was definitely something that was dire, and it definitely got me to think about cycles and how certain things happen.
Okay.
So right now I feel like we're in that place again.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm not saying that any crazy pandemic or nothing like that's gonna happen. But right now I feel like we got the ball, we're rolling it where we need to go, you know what I'm saying? We're right at the goal line. I'm bringing up so many different sports. But yeah, we're talking about soccer.
You know, I want to ask you as well. Just something that I think is super important that I don't think gets talked about a lot. It's actually in your email when you send out a check. That we work on, or whoever that you're working with, is registering your music. I don't think it gets talked about enough. Especially just like for independent artists, it's like how you kind of, you know, cover your own ass and cover the back end. But just talk about, I guess, like BMI ASCAP. You have to go super deep if you don't want to into it, but like kind of give a new artist, like, or somebody that's not familiar with this, an idea of what BMI and ASCAP is, and I guess like a quick like walkthrough of like how it does cover your back end.
Yeah. So you got your performance rights and royalty organization. Those are your pros. Your BMI, ASCAP, for those in Canada, they have CSAC. So this is the ID number for your IP, essentially. Like your intellectual property, this is where your ID of it will begin, essentially. You know, you can copyright things as well, which that will equal protection. I'm not saying that copyright doesn't matter, saying that registration is something that shouldn't be overlooked. You can copyright that song, but if you didn't register it, it can go one or two ways, because you might be able to get paid from it and then not have no way to get paid from it because you haven't even registered the song. That's what I tell people. If you want to get your song ends up on TV, is here or there you're getting premium streams. Like premium streams get paid through BMI and ASCAP. Like your distributor doesn't give you all of that. They're not even legally allowed to give you everything. So I'm gonna break it down like that first.
Yeah.
Your distributor will not pay you everything you're making. So these other societies and organizations, they work in different sectors of the companies to collect your mechanical royalties, your physical sales, all of that to bring it to you. If it was all in one place, we would be in big fucking trouble. So like I understand why, you know, people would be like, oh, this is too much to tackle and to think about. But if it was all in one place, nobody would be putting music out. Would be able to, unless you were with the majors now. Like this independent stuff wouldn't exist, because if they had just one paywall for all of that, then nobody's affording that. They charge you like $2,500 a year if they could, because they'd be like, yeah, we want only serious people, boom, 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 who are going to be making revenue. But those models came into place for like performance royalties and everything like that, due to people not being able to resell things on their own or redistribute like undocumented copies of something like that. So like back in the day, if there was a saloon that had the top record of the year at the time, like they had a Ray Charles record or something like that, and RCA records, or that is it, and that's Atlantic. I'm not even sure actually. Let me stop right there. But anyways, whatever record label, it's Ray Charles record, greatest hits, and they're playing it in the bar and we're just spinning it back to back to back off of just a regular record player. Illegal. Because they can essentially attract business with that music. But once the labels got a hold of that and the publishers got a hold of that information, they're like, oh, wait, you're using this to prop up your business and you only paid $2 for this record? Yeah, nah, we need a blanket license. You want to play our music? Here, we'll supply you with all of our greatest hits in a jukebox where people can put their money in. You'll get some profit. We'll get some profit.
Yeah.
And we'll play the game like that now. So there were certain situations like that for music on TV and everything as well. People making sure that they're getting their due diligence and their rightfully, how would you say, their rightful split of whatever it is that's on TV. But yeah, essentially, like, you want to get your BMI or your ASCAP. BMI now costs a $75 one-time fee to sign up as a writer and a composer. ASCAP is now free to sign up as a writer, composer, and publisher. Which that one used to charge and the other one used to be free. So they both flip-flop positions. They both do the same job. You can register your shows, your performances. A lot of people don't know this too. If you're doing shows throughout the whole year, you can be getting paid by registering your live performances. Every show that you're doing. Now, if it's something like this, like a backyard shindig and something like that, like, that's cool. You know, you don't have to register it because that bill will go to wherever you're performing at. Unfortunately, you'll run into some places that aren't registered venues. Still register the show anyways. Put them in the system. I'm an advocate on that. If you're playing ball legally in the music game and you're making music off of the music game, then you got to do it the right way.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just one of those things. Like, just do your due diligence of research. Like, a restaurant knows that they make money by selling food, you know, but as a musician, artist, you have to look into all the different things. Like, what fits you? What do you think is feasible? And constantly researching. Like, nowadays that we have these devices where we can reach millions of people with one post, like, now it's that time to do your research.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Like, how much you research is going to feed your growth at the end of the day. Or if you've got some people, like, you got a team that's putting you on the information, or like that specializes in these certain things, then that's just as good. So then you can just focus on the art and things of that nature. But like, things are going into, they have been for the past 10 years, probably longer, like going into the multifaceted talents of people. You know what I mean? Like my brother here, like, you know, does music, does shows, podcasts, like, and like the whole nine, even more than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but all these different things play a role into what we're doing moving forward. So it's like, okay, not that we don't have any outlets to go ahead and like do podcasts on, but you're creating that outlet and it's more infrastructure. So like, that's one of the key words I feel like going forward.
Yeah.
Like, build your infrastructure. What is all of your music sitting on besides other platforms? Like, in just your page. Like, sit it in some places where it's going to move around. You know, you gotta give it life. Like, advertisements for one, like, not even just paying for ads, but just finding out creative ways to advertise. Like, this is creative stuff. You know what I mean? We gotta get creative with it. Like, there's no cookie cutter way to get this done. Nobody has made it the same exact way as somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you gotta find your way. And that's what we're all doing. So like, research what it is that, like, what field that you're in. Yeah. Just look into it heavily. If you have songs that are doing well and you haven't seen anything from them, research those things that I just mentioned.
Yeah.
You know, go through Sound Exchange, got your digital radio, go through MLC, the Mechanical Licensing Collective, BMI or ASCAP. You want to collect publishing. Song Trust is a good partner for that as well. They take a percentage to collect, but yeah, like, when it just got to do the research. That's like the biggest thing right now.
Okay.
So if you're not willing to do the research, hang it up. I'm dead ass.
Yeah.
I'm so dead ass. If you're not trying to fucking Google shit, hang this up.
Yeah. No,
Unless you got somebody with all the information, or like you got the tools already.
Yeah.
Like, Google should be your best friend.
Yeah.
For real.
Research and just getting the knowledge. No, I agree, and I appreciate you shining a light on that.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you kind of just like really peeling back a bunch of layers here. We're kind of right up against the last few minutes here, narrator. I got 5 quick questions. We're gonna call these like 5 quick questions with Eli Moon.
Real quick.
Yes.
Shout out Arizona. Shout out Arizona, dude. Best tea on the west on the East Coast. Came from the West Coast, but there's no other tea that's over here that compares to Arizona, bro.
And I will tell you this:
you could bring Pure Life up, I'll smack it out your hand. You can bring that Peace Tea up, I'm gonna smack it out your hand. Arizona has literally been quality after quality ever since I can remember. I'm just saying.
And we are looking for a major sponsor, the main sponsor on Inside Edge Network. So if Arizona's looking to come in, I mean that alone should tell you right there how we feel about it.
We love Arizona, man. We'll put you everywhere. I'll tattoo Arizona on my neck.
Yeah. 5 quick questions, and then we're gonna let you get back to it. I know we got some work to get to here. That's why we're here at the studio. Like I told everybody here, I told them last week we were at the house at the spot me and Papa Moon, who's behind the camera this time. It's a little different. Papa Moon behind the camera, keeping an eye back there. So shout out him, and make sure you tune in Real Talk Papa Moon Saturdays 5 p.m. here on the Inside Edge Network. Narrator, 5 questions, nothing crazy, I don't think, and then we're gonna get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, first question. You have to cook dinner for the fam.
Yeah.
You have options for anything. Like we're not worried about the kitchen is ready to go. You can have anything in there that you need. What's your go-to dinner to wow the fam?
To wow the fam?
Yeah. And maybe a few people stop over for dinner too. You're wowing a few that have never tried your cooking before. What's your go-to dinner? I know I was ready to ask you that one. I was like, maybe that one gets you stuck for.
I love cooking, man. I can throw down. So I'm like, dang.
Something.
It's not like I got 1 or 2 or 3 signature dishes. I got like 20 of them. I say if I had people coming over and I was trying to wow them, I'd make like some fiesta lime chicken over rice, something like that.
I love it. Okay, perfect. If you were to, if you were to say this animal is like my spirit animal, this is like what I would like say myself personality wise is like, what animal is it? Or are you?
Dang, dude. I used to have it down packed, dude. I feel like since I became a dad, like all that has changed, man.
Yeah.
Elephant.
Okay, I love it. Hey, my little brother loves elephants too.
I've never said that before, but like when you first asked it, that was the first thing I felt like identifiable to.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Elephant, yeah. Okay. I'll say that.
I know you've gotten into sports a little bit more so over the last probably 5 years, I'd say 5, 6 years. Who's your favorite athlete right now? Any sport?
Austin Reeves. It's Austin Reeves for the Lakers.
Yeah.
That's the homie, man. AR-15. Sorry.
I love it.
He need to get back on that court, man.
I love it.
Telling you, bro. He could retire. He could retire a Laker. After that, I'm not gonna go too far into that.
Yeah.
Or we trade Garland for him here on the Cavs.
Well,
I'll get hate for that one.
Yeah.
I'll get hate for it. But look, man, Garland ain't pulling us out no 40-point leads. Austin doing it.
Yeah, narrator has been rocking with Austin Reeves for quite some time. So like that, I tell you,
I'll averaging double doubles in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, no, for real. All right, I got one for you.
That's my guy.
Would you rather jump out of a plane, so skydiving, or would you rather do deep sea diving?
Skydiving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've only discovered about 10% of the sea. So that deep sea diving. Yeah, I'm cool on that.
Okay. And then the last one here for you.
Hey, you seen the submersible?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah. Last one for you. I know you produced a lot of tracks
Yeah.
last year in 2025. Doesn't have to be your 3 favorite, but name me 3 songs that you're really proud of that you produced last year. And again,
good one, man.
And again, this is you work with a ton of artists, bro. So this is not to say your favorite. Just 3 tracks when you think of 2025 that come up, that you're proud of.
That's hard, brother.
It is a tough one, huh?
I think about music like food so much.
It's true.
So it's like, what meal was the best? What meal did you enjoy the most?
How about this?
It's very hard, man.
You're good. I'm gonna alter the question.
Mm-hmm.
You have a catalog yourself over the years.
Yeah.
If somebody's diving into narrator's music for the first time, what 3 songs are you sending them to go check out? So hard. And that's it,
Man.
folks. We're out of here. No.
I keep look, man, I'm so even keel with like
I know.
music that's oh man. I'm trying to think though. That's another good question.
Thank you.
That's another good question. I say the story.
Yes.
The story is one.
I love that one.
That's on my SoundCloud.
Yes.
For the ones.
Yep. Papa Moon loved that one. He threw his hands up back there.
The story for the ones. And dude, it's so hard, man. It's such a hard question for me.
Oh, those alone are two solid choices.
I'll say the story
Yeah.
and for the ones. And I'll say RBG.
Okay.
Red, Blue, Green, produced by Flower Boy.
That's a great one.
That's what I'm very happy about because I didn't make the beat and like it allowed me to like go full artist on it.
I love it.
In that way.
I love it. All right, wait, you did pretty good with those. You know, I appreciate you, brother. I want you to tell the people where they can find you at, how they can get in contact with you if they're looking to potentially work with you in the studio or just in different avenues. How can they get a hold of you through social media and that way?
Most definitely. So it's NARR8R on all platforms. Send me a DM. I don't answer DMs super fast. If you send me your number, you'll get a faster response. If you are trying to get some work in. But yeah, looking forward to a lot of things that's going on right now. You know, we got out of state. We're going to Texas.
Yeah.
Here a couple months, and then got a kit also on the way with me and Zemo. The Audio Abyss kit. So be on the lookout for that as well for all the producers out there and people looking to get into production. Got over 60 loops in there, over 500 drum sounds. Yeah, I've been working on it for a couple of years, so I'm excited to drop that one.
I love it. Make sure you tap in with my brother Narrator.
Thank you.
Obviously, we have an album release. I told you guys last week. Album release show February 27th at Brothers Lounge. So if you want to hear what we've been working on, come on out, Brothers Lounge. $10 tickets. $10 tickets, that is. And with that being said, I'm going to end this here in a moment. As you guys see, I'm looking both ways. Papa Moon's got controlling the camera. I still got the mothership over here, though. And again, thank you to Narrator. Make sure you go follow him. Make sure you follow the Inside Edge Network on all the socials at Inside Edge Net. Make sure you tune in on Saturday and check out Real Talk with Papa Moon at 5 o'clock. As I'll be behind the board checking out who he's got. And we will not reveal the guest just yet. But again, I'm Eli Moon. This is Conversation with Eli Moon on the Inside Edge Network. Check me out at The Man They Call Moon, Inside Edge at Inside Edge Net, and Narrator at NARR8R. Until next week, man, I love all y'all. Papa Moon has a way cooler catchphrase. We're going to work on that one. But we're going to bring some more, some great guests here. Next week, our Cheile bro, Cliche, in the building here. So, again, thank you to Narrator. Thank you to everybody out there. And peace.
Yeah.